on, all you scruffy-looking Nerf herders? It's a joke.
We got an awesome announcement at the shareholder meeting. Galaxy's Edge officially has an opening date.
Woo!
Oh my gosh!
And an opening date, not just in Disneyland, but in Disney World.
Amazing, fantastic. We are just like
Blown
beside
away.
ourselves.
Absolutely blown away. So we found out that the opening date for the Disneyland version of Galaxy's Edge is May 31st, which is right around the corner.
Yeah, like less than 3 months away. And Disney World will be opening, wait for it, August
29th.
What? We can't believe it. See, Ari is so excited too.
We're going!
We're gonna be there when it opens. We can't believe that what started out as summer release date and late fall has turned into late spring and midsummer. Like, what?
Unbelievable, but I would expect nothing else out of Disney. Put a very far release date in there just to get everyone talking about it, and then announce it earlier just to hype it up.
What do you think? Do you think this is a good move on their behalf? I mean, we do, because we're going to be there for it, but...
Did you have travel plans already set up for May or June in Disneyland? Did you have travel plans set up for late August, early September in Disney World? What do you think about the opening? Let us know in the comments below.
We have seen some mixed reviews so far. Some people are so excited, like us, that we just so happen to be there when it's going to be opening in Disney World at least. And other people are not so excited. Typically, September is a pretty mellow month from what we've been reading, especially right after Labor Day because everyone's going back to school. So a lot of people planned some trips thinking it was going to be low-key and they were going to avoid the Galaxy's Edge crowds. But now they're not so happy and thinking that's not going to be possible. So what do you think? Are the crowds going to be super crazy? Or is this an awesome, very calculated move on Disney's part, opening right as school is going back in session?
I think it's very smart on Disney's move and kind of let crowds come in and out a little bit more. Might be a little emptier. Granted, this is huge news, and I'm sure between now and the end of the week, hotel reservations are going to go crazy. But I think it's a great move that they're planning this around Labor Day.
Going back to what Ev was saying about the hotel reservations, if you don't have them yet, you need to get them. They are going to be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney just announced recently that they're partnering with another few hotels nearby and offering them as additional like Disney places to stay, where you get those perks of the fast passes, booking them 60 days out, and dining reservations being in advance. So I really think that they knew that it was going to get crazy, especially because of this announcement. I mean, that just came like, what, last week, I think?
Yeah.
So book them now. They have some awesome things happening when we're going to be there, which is originally why we booked in September. Food and wine, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and now they've got Galaxy's Edge opening. On top of that, their home resorts have a discount happening up until the end of September. So September might be a good time to go, might not be.
I think it depends really on what you're comfortable with when it comes to Disney. If you've been to one of their park openings, Toy Story is the most recent one to open. So if you've been to that and you know what the crowds are going to be like and maybe you enjoy that type of chaos, let's say. Especially Galaxy's Edge has been talked about since at least 2015. So guaranteed huge spikes in attendance in the park, and I'm sure Disney is planning on it. But now would be, like Meg said, a great time to book. You can't pass up. Get a value resort if you just want to go into the parks.
I've been reading up on some DVC Facebook groups and blogs that are saying that they're really having trouble booking their nights right now, especially if they're looking at places that aren't their home resort. So just do it. Just get whatever you can while you still can. And I don't think you're going to regret it. The reviews that have come out from the media preview at Disneyland say that it's just insanely unimaginable how awesome these rides are and what they've created. It's like being in the movie, and I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it.
So on that note, let's talk about what we're excited for Galaxy's Edge and what we know so far. On opening day, that Galaxy's Edge will have one ride available to ride. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. This is going to be a very exciting ride. You're going to be able to sit in the front seat of the Millennium Falcon as you go on some sort of smuggling mission.
What we know about the ride so far is that they're going to be individual little pods, kind of like a cross between Flight of Passage and Star Tours. So there'll be 6 people in each pod, and you'll have the opportunity to run the Millennium Falcon. You'll do some of the switches and really be interacting. And from what I've heard, they are going to have different endings depending on how well you do. You can't fail, but you can do really well or not so well. So that should be really interesting. Hopefully you get a good group. We'll see, because we're just 2 people, so I don't know what other 4 people are going to be with us. Might be you.
But like Meg said about the media previews, everyone has been losing their minds over it. We also know that on opening day, we'll not have Rise of the Resistance open. That is a little disappointing, considering what we know about the ride so far is amazing.
Yeah, I hear that there's going to be, I believe, 4 different sections of the ride, in which you start out being a part of some sort of program. They're going to take you on a transport vehicle to another location, at which point you get captured and jailed, and then you have to, I don't know, maybe figure out how to get out. Maybe there's some other instruction as to how they're going to get you into the next section, but we don't know where it leads from there. That's as far as they allowed people to go in Disneyland.
So I also heard that on Rise of the Resistance that Rey is coming back, Finn is coming back, Poe Dameron is coming back, and yes, Kylo Ren will be there. All with the actors from the newest Star Wars trilogy movies, which is great.
They're saying that it's the most ambitious project that they've ever attempted, which is so exciting from an Imagineering perspective, not just from a Disney fan or Star Wars fan. I think it's just going to be so cool as a ride. Another thing about opening day at both parks is they are not going to be allowing the usage of Fast Passes in Disney World or Max Pass in Disneyland. So you're gonna be waiting in that line with everybody else.
But I don't think that's a bad thing, because now they're not going to have to mix in Fast Pass riders with your general ride liners. So I think that's kind of a good move. I think it's going to make the line move a little quicker. Granted, it's still going to be a long wait, but I think at least to start to gauge the excitement and what the crowds are going to look like, I think that's a good move on Disney's part. So here are our top 5 most anticipated things about Galaxy's Edge. Number 5 is the merch. This has me basically salivating as an adult who loves Star Wars. It's kind of a Star Wars nerd's dream come true. You can buy Jedi robes there. You can build your own lightsaber. You can interact with the droids, build your own droid and take that home with you as well. Kind of like the Rookery in Pandora.
Yeah, the lightsaber experience is supposed to be super cool, where you're allowed to pick your own kyber crystal, and then you kind of put it together. Those are supposed to be $150.
Roughly, from what I've seen, it seems about $150.
But I think that there's supposed to be some other lightsaber options or pieces that you can buy that are definitely less expensive.
Number 4, we are very much looking forward to the food. We're very excited for the blue milk. That is the first drink you ever see in a Star Wars movie. Aunt Beru pours it for him in A New Hope.
Also, I love how they are doing the food and drinks to really fit the theme of the whole area. They're really taking those cues from Pandora. A lot of the dishes really reminded me of Satuli Canteen, and how they have like those really cool bowls and things like that. And everything has a really awesome name that fits with the vibe of Galaxy's Edge.
Also, something really fun when you go into the cantina in Galaxy's Edge, they're going to have a droid be your DJ there. That droid is RX-24, and if you're a fan of Star Tours, you'll know him as Rex, which is very exciting. He was your first pilot on Star Tours, and he's going to be yet again voiced by Paul Rubens.
I personally hope that Oga's Canteen has the
Cantina Band.
Number 3. What we're most excited about. The rides.
Woohoo!
Didn't see that one coming, I'm sure.
So we already talked about the rides a little bit, but let's just give you a quick recap of the rides that are going to be in Galaxy's Edge. First and foremost, the ride that is opening in Disney World and will be at Disneyland as well is Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. And then also there's Rise of the Resistance, which is going to be insanely immersive. It's supposed to be the longest ride that Disney has on property.
Number 2. This is supposed to be the most immersive area that they've come up with yet. I think we will see that even more so when the hotel opens up, but I think they've been building up to this with Pandora, with Toy Story Land. It's really super heavily themed. This is going to literally transport you to another planet.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. I already heard that all of the merchandise and everything, it's not going to have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on it. It's not going to say Disney Hollywood Studios on the arm. It's going to be something for the First Order or something for the Rebel Alliance. It's going to be fully immersive no matter where you are, whether that's the cantina, the food. Doesn't look like anything's really based out of this world, which is very cool.
Yeah, and from what you were telling me, they're also not going to be using any other labels like Coke in their drinks. It might be listed as like an ingredient, but it's not going to be like Coke products and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a lot more like under wraps with those things, so.
Yeah, I definitely heard that. If that is the case, that's next level immersion that I don't feel like most parks have. I feel like the closest to this is probably Hogwarts at Universal Studios, which is insanely immersive. So I'm very happy that Disney is taking a page out of that book and really making it their own with their own IPs.
Yeah, I think that Hogwarts is a great example of what I feel this is going to be. When you walk in there, you just are overcome with emotion. You've got the music playing, and you've got people walking around when you're in Hogwarts telling you, move muggles, out of the way muggles, over here muggles. I just think that's the coolest thing. And then if you go over to the other side, they don't really know what you're talking about when you ask them where to get to Hogwarts or where to find platform 9 3/4 and things like that. And I've also heard that there's going to be 2 different kind of sections, maybe 3 of the park. Primarily the area where the Resistance will be, which is Rise of the Resistance, and it's supposed to be more of like a forested area, a little bit more like kind of off the beaten path. And then there's going to be Black Spire Outpost, and there'll be the Smuggler's Run, and it's going to be that more feeling like you're there as a part of the same type of like kind of creepy, like weird people that are like hunting people.
So if you didn't know a little bit about the backstory of Black Spire Outpost, it takes place basically at the corner of the universe, hence Galaxy's Edge. And it is the last spot that the Rebels really have a nice hold on, and the forest area is kind of reminiscent of the Forest Moon of Endor from Return of the Jedi, which is very cool just to see that little bit of a shout out. Mm-hmm. And also the First Order is coming in to try to take over and squash the Resistance. So that's kind of the tension that's going on. So some of the cast members will be dressed up as Resistance fighters, some of the cast members will be dressed up as First Order soldiers. It's just going to be very exciting to see everything come together and feel like you're in Star Wars. Number 1. The thing we are most excited about for Galaxy's Edge
is that we're going to be there when it opens. Well, we won't be there the exact day it opens, but less than 2 weeks after it opens, we'll be arriving. How much luckier could we have gotten? The only thing that would make it just a little bit better, aside from the Rise of the Resistance being open, would be if the Skyliner's open, which it looks like maybe we're in a good position for that to be open now when we get there. And we're still wondering about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's kind of been pushed to the side. No one's really been talking about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great ride too, especially the Mickey cartoons that it's based on are so funny. We absolutely love them. We usually put them on at home because they remind us of being in Disney World.
With that being said, we're definitely going to be getting you some amazing footage while we're down there. We're going to be able to try out some things that you probably won't be able to quite yet. A lot of people booked their vacations for later on in the year thinking that it wasn't going to be open. So let us know what you're excited about, what you think you want us to film or check out, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
May the force be with you.